Hi, so today we're showcasing Chamalien. I skipped over Cannonbolt for now since I have to make some improvements. He has a few glitches I need to fix. But yeah, let's start off with his attacks. His deal a lot of damage, so I may have to change that, you tell me. But first we have 2 slashes, as you can see. And then his third attack is this, called Sting Flip, where he puts out a stinger, and he does a little flip. And so, first attack is 160, second is 240, and third is 320. Now, for his offshoot attacks, I switched them from what they were originally. Now they are heavy attacks, which is something I don't usually have in my game, but I thought it'd be interesting for him. So, we have, so actually, I forgot about this, I did this on stream. His first offshoot attack is now actually called Transparent Punch. He turns transparent for it, but yes, it's still a heavy attack, which does 300 damage. It needs to have a bigger windup, probably. And then his second, right there, does 400. There you go. And that's called Overkill, as a reference to, you know, his original name, which I think is a better name. And now, before we get into his lunge and his special moves and all that, quickly I just want to mention that for his jump, he actually does a flip, and for his double jump, he does a second flip. So you can, it's pretty cool, little flips. So he does have a double jump, by the way. Okay, so let's get into his lunge. I will showcase the animation. And by the way, it does 140 damage if you were wondering. He has a pretty satisfying looking lunge, I'd say. Let me turn that off. Oh. You can't see it. I need to turn them on. Sorry. There. There you go. So he gets into this like crawling pose, then he jumps up, and this is quicker than it's actually is in the game, but you see it. He launches forward, then gets his arms in a wind-up position and smacks down on you. There you go. He slashes. There you go. So he gets into this like crawling pose, then he jumps up, and this is quicker than it's actually is in the game, but you see it. He launches forward, then gets his arms in a wind-up position and smacks down on you. There you go. He slashes. You can cut this out. Okay, and for his special moves, first we have Cloak, of course. And this is, you hold this down to activate, so you can use it any time. And this does not count as like a special move that prevents others from being active. So you can still attack, you can still do other special moves, whatever you want. But this is something you can add on to anything you want. It drains energy, obviously. It adds this little vignette to the screen, just to give you a little bit of an, just basically tells you, it's a visual cue saying that you are invisible, if you can't already tell. So yeah, it's pretty simple. It makes it so you're not detectable by enemies. Then we have this called Slash Dash. Now you do a bunch of slashes during this. Each one does 90 damage, but they're hard to hit because you're moving while it's going on. For his third, he has Tailspin, which does this. It's pretty simple, it doesn't last too long, but yeah, he brings out a stinger, and he deals damage around him. It is 100 damage continuously, so 100 damage per second if you can hit enemies. Maybe I should make it that you can actually move while this is going on, I'm not sure. And his final special move is Crawl. And so, the animation's horrible, I know, but this is used to get under spaces. Pretty simple, there you go. Now, I forgot to showcase his block and dodge, so I'll do that now. Here's his block. And his dodge is interesting. He turns backwards while doing it, but it's not actually backward. You still go in the same direction as you should normally, but you turn backwards while doing it. If that makes any sense. It's hard to explain, but you can see it now. There it is. That is everything to do with Chamalien. Quickly, if you want to stay, I can showcase his stats if you're interested. Here we go. He is actually faster than a normal alien, and he has a slightly higher jump height. You see 1.1 meters for both his normal one and jump one, or double jump, I mean. It's 1.1 meters. As you can see, his movement speed is 2.4 and 7.2, as opposed to 2 and 6. And that is all the differences with Chamalien, and that is Chamalien in general. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, bye everyone. See you in one day, probably, depends. Bye.